Hello everyone and welcome to a new Let's Play. Today we start with finally the new scenario that has been released 2 days ago. Unfortunately I was quite unavailable due to real life work and stuff like that, but finally we are in for a treat, a new scenario. I really enjoyed Eden's Burning last time, and now we got the Seasons of Silver. Really interesting here when we choose the scenario. We're actually in our current extreme Let's Play, right? And on the map we can just choose the new scenario now. There it is. Vasco Oliveira has been exiled to a remote island. His task to establish a silver mining operation while dealing with extreme weather and punishing deadlines. So we can kind of like in a role-playing sense think that while we fight Princess Jing, we have another task at hand somewhere else. Vasco Oliveira, that our friend who needs our help, and we are going to help him out there as well because, you know, we got the time. Let's get cracking.
"40 days since I was cast into exile, banished to the bleak backwaters of the Empire, along with a wretched band of other exiles and dissidents. I see it now. Mille Pichu, cradling its riches. A mountain of silver amid a pile of dust. I can feel the quiet malice of this place. Others have come before, and all have failed. Every governor and geologist, every miner and missionary, all of them lost. But I shall overcome. I shall take the mountain's bounty, reclaim my honor, and I shall see my home again.
Alrighty, and here we are now in the Seasons of Silver on this desolate island in the middle of nowhere. Lots of ruins. That was a failed colony before us, and yeah, our goal is basically now to build up that silver production again and fulfill the deliveries from the king. Now let's get cracking with the first buildings that we can destroy. With every building we destroy, we will be getting some resources in again that we basically urgently need, right? So in that case here, build a settlement capable of silver mining and redemption. Do the royal overseer will visit, and for that we should be ready. So let's get rid of those basic buildings here. They provide me with lots of resources, and with those resources I will be able to rebuild the hacienda, right? So that is the new mechanic that we have in this game. And there it is now. Finally we can build it, renovate it, and this is basically going to be a huge new area for the new world. A resident befitting a man of my stature, so he moves in right away. Modest man that he is. Now we do need a connection to the harbor first though, so there is no connection here, and also all the way then down to my harbor area. Can I move this one? I can move the hacienda then, very good. That's pretty important. Let's continue by getting rid of those ruins there. That's going to be some starting resources. And we should be going ahead now with our first basic productions. The first one, of course, the game already tells us where we should have the lumberjack hut, I guess. So over there is a destroyed lumberjack hut. I'm going with a second one just over there. And then we are having the warehouse and 2 sawmills in the center, right? I think that's just going to be fine for our first basic production over there. And also really cool, we are now in a season. We are in the season of summer at the moment. So lumberjack hut is increased by 15% the production, and also fields produce 10% more basically. And then there comes the monsoon season where the rivers fill up with water, right, and the lakes, and we have more fertile area, but that's for later. Right now, we're really just here in the hacienda. We could select a policy already: reduce meat consumption and reduce happiness, increases the rum consumption and increases happiness, and increases coffee consumption and increases happiness. So either way, whatever we have should be fine then. Jornaleros I need to attract now, the first ones, and for that I will probably need my hacienda, right? Or actually we cannot do that, I think, as this one here doesn't provide me any buildings for now. We have the resident, there we have that. So there's the storeroom, there's the quarters, so this is where people live in, and we should get this one going. It's starting out with a very small radius, and the more people live in the hacienda, the bigger that radius will get over time, right? So let's just have the first block of it, the first people that will move in now into this village there. There's also a basin over there that I'm not going to destroy. We rather rebuild it later then. It's going to provide irrigation. Now, there's the first people moving in. Up to 20 can live in one of these houses, and they look fantastic, by the way. These are not the normal Jornaleros residences, right? And we can just basically walk around in the desert. I mean, it's at least sunny and a beautiful weather, right? And in here, people are just doing their business, thinking about death, stuff like that. You know, whatever you do on a desolate island, really. It's goodly pooping, I guess, making babies. Alright, we continue, of course, with the next things. We have lots of stuff to do, actually. We need to start our silver production. The silver production is not unlocked yet. We do need the Jornaleros for that first. A decent chunk of them. And this will then provide me with the first buildings for the silver mining. Silver mining is not going to be so easy. There's lots of buildings involved with that. Let's just get rid of these roads there. They bother me a bit. And we have the warehouse, right? Let's put the warehouse a bit further down there. I think for my hacienda, we do have the farm available. So this is producing then corn for us. And I just need to make sure basically that the farm is in a fertile area, right? The farm itself needs to be in the fertile, it needs to be close to it, but it doesn't need to be completely in the fertile area. We just need to have the fields in that. And the fields also don't need to be in the hacienda range, right? So that's basically the important thing here. And the hacienda farm, as we can see, is a multi-factory, and we do need the corn as our first one. Oh, we do need 50 Jornaleros. So I do need to build more Jornaleros residences. Let's go ahead, do this, a couple more here, probably on the back of my hacienda, right? We can, let's move the basin will remove any additional collected water stored inside. Is there water stored inside? Doesn't look like it. Nope. So we can just move it. And more. We need more quarters. We need more people. Right. That's a couple more. We have a bit more timber. 2 timber. Each one of these costs. Also quite a lot of bricks, by the way. There you go. That's looking like a fine, smaller settlement. And yeah, I kept the room here in front of it on purpose. Empty on purpose. Because we might still want to squeeze in then some ornaments. Or something bigger. I don't know. We do need the Obrera quarters, the brewery, and perhaps also a church or a chapel or something like that. Right, so I'm just going to add a couple more of these corn farms then here, that we use the maximum amount of, basically of the fertile area, right? We can, lucky us, get the fields all the way down there. Use as little space as possible in the front, like so. And fields is just going around that lake then. No idea if we're going to need the lake at some point or not. We have 70 people now living in our small village. That means the corn will be available now. Planting corn. There it is. With these all new beautiful buildings. And I have no idea how much though we produce of that now. Can we see that somewhere? Productivity is increased, obviously. That would be something. And the farm is producing corn, but that's really it. I guess I need to check then the productivity measurer here, and we can see that we are producing 1 per minute now. Right, so that's that. The tortilla maker though needs 2 per minute, so I will need a second field, obviously. And for that, we need more. Also, we definitely need more quarters, so I'm just going ahead, because workforce is really bad. Overall, we're not getting in a lot of it. I still have this warehouse down there. That's... wait a second. Where are they getting the resources to anyway? Ah, very good. The hacienda is the warehouse. How perfect is that? So we don't need that warehouse there and save the resources. Also, we've unlocked the rum production now. And I guess that is also, once again, possible in here. Yes, there's the sugarcane. Once again, we could do that. And I'm just going ahead with another corn farm then here. Or actually a sugarcane farm then. Right, that is going to do the trick here. Alright, we also got a ship, Hermes. Grande do Imperio. A beautiful ship, by the way. I like the red and green colors. And it has lots of resources on board. Perfect. That's a nice coincidence. And I guess we could also use that ship for some exploration out there. I mean, it's really, really empty, right? It's just a pure desert area that we have. Any points of interest would be much appreciated. I think I've seen a church somewhere, a ruin or something like that. I don't see it yet. Might be somewhere then. Alright, we got some workforce there. These farms really take a lot of workforce though. So the Hacienda Corn Farm. I will need to build a second one. Alright, so that's going to be for the fields then. And we have an achievement. The Great Estate. Get the corn going here too. And for the tortillas, we still need something, and that would be the goat farm. Now, goat farms, if I remember correctly from Envesa, don't need a lot of fertility, right? So, or a lot of fertile, moist area. So we can basically just get them over here in this area, in this desolate area there too. Perfect here in the corner of it. That would be one, and then we can just get a second one up here as well, with some fields. Like so, just beside the mountain there. There's also no mining site or anything like that, so I can just, squeeze them in. Let's build it, and let's build those two. It's really expensive, the whole thing. And then we need the tortilla maker. One. Fortunately, it's only one for now. And I'm probably also going to squeeze it in just over here, really. There you go. Why? Because I don't want to waste too much space beside my hacienda. Just going ahead there with that. No fire station yet. So we still need to wait on it. But that's going to work now too. There's also some clay deposits, 3 of them, that we will probably need to use then soon for resources. Balance is low, but since tortilla is coming in, I should be seeing a nice jump of workforce then soon. The radius hasn't been increased yet. There's also the brewery. I don't know, the brewery, could it? I don't think that it will produce the... Nope, it will not produce tortillas, right? Only rum, by the looks of it. But let's get more jornaleros out there. I will probably just use that space here now. Oh, and this one has no hacienda in range now. It will not be functional. And yeah, basically, I will probably need to build them here, because I need the workforce. Let's just make a second double road here. Kind of like the main road for this village there for now. These need their range, that's the important thing. And yeah, obviously that's working now, but that's just it, right? I can't do anything else with this hacienda for now, as basically every space has been used. Now I hope that the tortillas is coming in soon, because we need the workforce. We are only at 140 out of 300. What we can still do, I can still build up a smaller second village, right? We still have the marketplace available and the jornaleros workforce, of course. I think it's a good thing to do this as well. So just over there we have a smaller village then, right, with normal people living there. So normal jornaleros on either side, for example, here, and then a couple more here and here. And they're just bordering to the normal hacienda over there. I guess we do need a bit of space for a chapel or something like that right here in the center, and that's it. Oops, that is the chapel space then, and also a couple more here. We have the timber, let's build the warehouse, and let's build these jornaleros residences. Right, they're really cheap, and they're going to boost us nicely. We do need to hurry up after all, because, yep, the first deliveries might be due soon that we need to fulfill. And summer is also ticking down. Now there's the workforce, and as we can see, it also counts towards my quest. Perfect. And Deserto de Prata has reached town level with that as well. And with that, we get the fire station. Meanwhile, the lumberjack huts are working, so there's actually something growing after all. some trees. 2 of them. Let's have a third one just over there with another sawmill on its back. Right, there's the connection then also going down. Perfect. After all, we need timber. That's just going to work for us. We can also continue then with a bit of blueprinting just over there. Not looking pretty, but it's going to do the job. And then here perhaps as well. There's a silver ore deposit here. I guess we're going to use this.
But the rains that follow are plentiful. If we can build a basin to collect the water, we could have irrigation all year round.
That would be pretty beneficial, I guess. There's also now a lower happiness. That probably means that the chapel is needed. We can just check this one out. There's the chapel. Do these guys here need it too? Yes, everybody needs the chapel. So I guess we are going to build 2, right? So I'm going to build one over here and one closer than to my hacienda. Oh, and it has grown. The radius has grown. How very nice. I can build a couple more of them now. Right, so I'm probably going to move one over to that side because there's the chapel. And then we're just going to have a couple more here. Oh, it's a huge radius now. So we do have a lot of space available. And I can just go ahead and have a couple more here. Probably not so close to the river. And then definitely very much appreciated, I guess, by everyone. That would be the chapel. Let's have this one here in the center. And I'm going to have then another one probably over there somewhere. Right, so here. That is going to provide for these guys. That's a bit close perhaps. I think this one actually is enough for now. And I don't need to worry about that. That makes them a bit happy again. So we have a content population. They have the chapel. And they have the tortillas coming in now. I think tortillas will be pretty low. Yes, it's actually not enough at the moment. So I would need to double my tortilla production. Could I increase the productivity? Yes, I can, by 50% for the corn, and then by 50% for the goat. That is still fine. And then most likely also my tortillas, right? So that is reducing it, the contentness, but we still have a content population, so I like to use that. Of course, riots could happen with that as well. I rather not think about that for now. Then we have the next production already. That would be my brick production. So let's have this one. Yeah, I guess in this area. Very good. There's also the warehouse then already working for that. Just get all of them up and running. They only need Nivarias this time. So there they are working in all their glory. And that will lead now to bricks coming in. Also, I think it has grown again. Holy cow, it's huge by now. I can use more hacienda honorarios over here. I would like to do that because I like these buildings more and I would like to see how they look then further down the road. So let's have another block here, just by the ocean. That's the most important, the most expensive estates. Going to be here by the beach. And I guess also this area. A couple more here by the silver mine. There you go. That should be working. And let's build them. Alright, let's finish these guys here first. As the whole thing is growing. I guess eventually we're going to have the whole island in its range. We might need to move it a bit further up there. That could always be possible. For now though, it should be fine. Reduced happiness, let's not do this for now. I would like to start on my rum production though, next up. So that would need then the lumberjack hut and the sugar cane. That is pretty important for the happiness overall, right? And schnapps is also there as far as I can see. And the poncho also needs farms. So we can already see that this fertile area here by the lake is not going to be sufficient long-term wise, right? So I will need to work on that. With the increased productivity, we have solved the tortilla problem for now, so at least it's equal. And that means I can work on my next production, which is the sugarcane. Yeah. So number 1, right? That's this one. And we're going to select the sugarcane out of that. Build the fields. And then we have the rum distillery. And I'm probably going to have my industry somewhere over there in this area. Probably the safest bet. And down here we could have the fields, because there's then also here the lake or the river, right? And there's a basin that we can move over. And I would love to have my industry then a bit further away from it. So let's build the second farm over there. That's also going to be sugarcane once more. So one is producing 2 sugarcane per minute. That means I can have 2 rum distilleries with 2 of them, right? Because the ratio is 1:1 there as well. And the only problem is, well, our consumption. So we'll have a look at that then as well. That's the sugarcane already. I guess we can, yep, safely squeeze in 2 more crop fields than here for that area. Whatever we need then over there as well, right? So just have this one growing now, build it. And then we need the rum distillery that needs 1 lumberjack hut. And let's just have this one over there, right in this corner. There's 1, and this is fine for 2 of these distilleries. Let's have another warehouse then in this area. Right, and then we can safely have 2 distilleries for now. And later we might squeeze in more. I also definitely will need a fire station here that I'm going to have in the center there, because I'm very, very traumatized by fires in general. Not a lot of timber coming in though. All 3 factories are working. Busy area. Looking good. And there's the timber rolling in. That would be the next warehouse now. Then we have the lumberjack up here that is planting now. Then we can actually start ahead with the first rum distillery. It's getting now the sugarcane and the logs. Right, the logs are coming from up there then as well for this distillery. So that this one can start its work as well. Quite the industry we're building up as well. Looking good. I do have some timber still left over. Right. Just do that. There we have that. Let's just pause it as always a bit. Build up some storage for my Honaleros. And then there would be the poncho as the next one. And that needs the linseed farm. And I guess we don't have that crop here. Right. Potatoes would be the next one, and the sugar. But that's it. So there would be actually now reason to build the basin over there to start fertilizing this area, moisturizing it. So there would be lots of fields then in this area down there. Let's also go ahead with the next road that I would like to get all the way down here, because there is another clay deposit that we can then use. And I think we should be doing that as soon as possible. We have a nice income there, by the way. The Honaleros are paying good coin. We should use that to start our next brick production. I'm pretty sure we're going to need lots of bricks. Next industry. Right. And also, what I would like to do is here, since those guys I think are not paying that much. Holy cow, yes. The Hacienda Honaleros are paying way more than the normal ones. The normal ones are paying me 14 for a half full house. And the Honaleros here pay me 30 for half full house. Right, so way more, really. That means basically that the normal Honaleros really don't have a right to exist here. Let's get rid of those guys. What I would like to do there is I would like to move the Hacienda over, right? It does cost me a bit, but I think it's going to pay off long-term wise again. And with that, we can have those guys then moved over a bit. And I think that's just a better location overall, right? And those guys will need to be moved here. That's an easy task. And now we have a bit more space around the Hacienda there in general. The farms are still being in the radius though, so no problem there. Those guys. And then also here beside this Hacienda there. Right. Very nice. And I can just go ahead and build those guys there too. Oh, and we're out of bricks now, so no problem. I need to wait. By now, the rum should be in. Yep, the first 6 tons are in. Let's also unlock the rum for the Honaleros. This will lead to more income, of course. I hope so. And look at how dirty the normal Honaleros look in comparison to the Hacienda Honaleros. There really is no reason to keep them, right? Let's get rid of them. Unfortunately, I don't get the resources back. And in this area, let's have a main road then that continues, right? all the way here. And I'm going to move them. So that we have a nice area right in front of it where I could have some ornaments and stuff like that. I really would like to have that. Right, much better. So we have a nice little garden in front of it or whatever. We'll see about that. Yeah, as we continue getting rid of the normal Hornalers, because really I don't like them at all. So we're just going to gradually get rid of them and build as the normal ones over it. And there it is. Summer is coming to an end as well. The monsoon is starting. With this one, we get the chance of fire reduced. Also, productivity of leechers and oxidation pools is increased. The flooded mines, productivity, silver mines produce 50% less. And the fishery also produces 20% less. The heat is over. And now the rain starts. Time to focus on the next production, then that would be the schnapps. And for that, I would like to start with my irrigation now soon. Right, I think, do we need irrigation actually in the monsoon? As we can see, the river is coming up. So perhaps this area now turns fertile as well. For schnapps though, I can use these farms here, right? So we can build actually that one. And nope, let's not choose the sugarcane, but let's choose the potatoes. And the cool thing about these plantations, I don't need to remove them anymore. I can just change the crops if I need to, right? So if we, for example, only want them to have the corn here, I can just go ahead and change the productivity to corn, for example, and stuff like that. So that's pretty neat, I think. All right, so those fields are now complete as well. And then we have still this one. We can still, by the way, squeeze in a few more here, what I can see. To have this one. That's the 100. Just basically need to build it now. They need a warehouse in range. I don't have one. Let's build one here. There you go.
No fields, no work.
And of course I need to build the potato farms there as well. The fields. Right, so that we start with that production. Now we have also the everything for the second one. And we're going to change this one to potatoes. I've got 2 of these. And then I just need my schnapps production. I mean, they do need schnapps, right? Yes. And that would be the brewery, I guess, this time that we need. As my first brewery building. That's for the rum and the schnapps, both of it. And it will need to be within the range there as well, obviously, in order to work. We could squeeze it in just nicely here, right? Our first brewery. And I think I like that, because it's just fitting in nicely into the fields there, having it behind it. And let's just have a look at its catalog. There's the rum, there's the schnapps. Let's choose the schnapps for it. And let's just see how much we produce, really. Okay, let's unlock the schnapps so we can also see its demand. We do need 3 per minute. One brewery is only producing 1 per minute though. So that's, yeah, that's not going really to work out. I would need a couple more of these breweries. They're not producing a lot, are they? Increasing their productivity by 50% could help in that case. Or we'll just need to have my own production somewhere else. Alright, the basin does require 35 tons of bricks. We have 15 almost. So I just need to wait a bit more for the bricks to come in. And then we have the hot sauce. That is something I don't think I've unlocked yet. What we could still go with is the ponchos though. I think, yep, they need it for happiness, and that is important. So the ponchos, we are actually outside of the range of the hacienda here. So I could use this area now for my linseed farms, right? So if I have, like, I don't know, let's just check it out. We can produce 2 per minute with this poncho down there. The demand right now is 1. So we really don't need that much of it. And that means that basically 2 farms should be fine for the consumption that we have of that at the moment. Plus a mill here. It's 144 fields that we do need to use in this area. I'm going to use that, and I'm going to use this area. And then we've actually used everything, right? Everything has been used now. It's looking like that. Let's build them. And there's also the fields for that. Alright, what I can see now is that there's no fertility for linseed. Alright, we actually do need to work on the fertility there. I absolutely did not count this one in. So I guess one of these islands is having it. Yes, there it is, for example. So we do need to settle on one of these islands then as well with some of our resources. We have lots of timber, so I could just get a couple of bricks and a couple of timber over to one of the other islands that has the linseed, this one. The other one doesn't have it. The other one only has nitre deposits, right? This one here has the linseed. Let's go to this beach there because there's more space to build up a smaller second village, I guess, that we need. There's also something over there. Nope. Really dark looking right now. As we just continue with a bit more expansion. There's a bit of schnapps now, and as we can see, the balance is really looking fine. We are at 670 people for now. I hope you enjoyed this one. We continue onwards and with our first silver mine and also with our irrigation, and then the deliveries will start to happen. Stay tuned.